Tony Montana is a gangster and he is willing to use violence and intimidation to get what he wants. But why do millions of people like him and make him an iconic character? In this video we're going to explore some of his possibly likable aspects. Tony Montana is the main protagonist of the 1983 film Scarface, which was directed by Brian De Palma and written by Oliver Stone. The character was played by Al Pacino. In the film, Tony Montana is a Cuban refugee who arrives in the United States in 1980 as part of the Mariel boatlift. He initially works as a dishwasher and later becomes a low-level member of a Miami drug gang. Through a combination of his own ambition and cunning, Montana rises through the ranks of the gang and becomes a powerful drug lord. Montana is known for his violent temper, aggressive behavior, and ruthless business tactics. He is also depicted as being highly narcissistic and paranoid. Despite his criminal activities and negative personal qualities, Montana is a tragic figure who is ultimately undone by his own flaws and vices. Here are a few possible points to highlight some likable aspects of Tony Montana. 1. Montana is portrayed as being fiercely loyal to those he considers friends and family, and he is willing to go to great lengths to protect them. He is capable of deep emotional connections and has a strong sense of family and community. Montana has a strong sense of loyalty and protectiveness towards his sister Gina, and he is willing to risk his own life to defend her. However, it is also worth noting that Montana's loyalty can be problematic at times, as it can lead him to make rash and violent decisions. For example, Montana kills his best friend Manny in a fit of jealousy and anger. 2. Despite his tough exterior, Montana is shown to have a vulnerable side and is capable of displaying emotions, such as love and grief. Tony Montana is more than just a one-dimensional, ruthless gangster. For example, Montana falls in love with his wife Elvira in the beginning of their relationship. He is also shown to be deeply affected by the loss of his best friend Manny, and he is overcome with grief after he killed him. 3. Montana is a self-made man who starts off with nothing and rises to wealth and power through his own hard work and determination. Montana starts off as a poor, disadvantaged immigrant with few prospects, but he is able to use his intelligence, cunning, and ruthless business sense to build a successful criminal enterprise and become one of the most powerful drug dealers in Miami. This trajectory is a classic rags to riches story and is often appealing to audiences because it speaks to the idea that anyone, no matter their circumstances, can achieve success through hard work and determination. Montana's rise to power is a difficult and risky process, and he is shown to face many challenges along the way. 4. Montana is confident and self-assured, and he is not afraid to speak his mind or stand up for what he believes in. He is a strong-willed and assertive individual who is not afraid to express his opinions or challenge authority. He is shown to be unafraid of confrontation, and he is willing to stand up to other gangsters and criminal figures who threaten or disrespect him. Montana is also extremely independent and is not swayed by the opinions of others, even when those opinions are held by powerful figures. When Montana first arrives in the United States, he is shown to be confident and self-assured, even in the face of adversity. For example, when Montana is held at gunpoint by a gang of thieves, he is able to remain calm, outsmart them and escape. Another example is that when he is instructed to commit an assassination by Alejandro Sosa, he refuses to compromise his principles and instead chooses to go his own way. 5. Despite his criminal lifestyle, Montana has a moral code and a sense of right and wrong. He is remorseful for the harm he has caused to others, and he is willing to make amends for his mistakes. However, his moral code often leads him to justify his criminal behavior in the name of self-preservation and loyalty. 6. Montana is not entirely good or evil, but rather a mix of both. He is responsible for many deaths and criminal acts throughout the film. However, Montana is also shown to have a vulnerable side, which suggests that he is not entirely heartless. This adds depth and complexity to his character and makes him more relatable to the audience. 7. Montana is portrayed as being intelligent and articulate, and he is shown to be capable of engaging in deep conversations. For example, he has an understanding of politics and economics, and he is able to engage in discussions about these topics. This intelligence and articulate nature prove that he is capable of deeper thinking and analysis. He has a keen understanding of the inner workings of the drug trade, and is able to engage in complex strategies about supply and demand, distribution networks, and the risks and rewards of the business. He is also a quick thinker and is able to outsmart his enemies and rivals. 8. Montana is a survivor who is able to overcome many challenges and setbacks. Despite these challenges, he is able to persevere and emerge victorious. He has the ability to adapt and respond to changing circumstances in order to survive and is not easily defeated. One example is that when Frank Lopez attempts to have him killed, Tony figures out that Frank is behind the assassination attempt by outsmarting him with a trap. Tony Montana has managed to capture the hearts and minds of millions of people all over the world. His popularity can be attributed to his ability to evoke sympathy and understanding as an anti-hero, and his larger-than-life personality and fearless attitude. His legacy will likely continue for years to come. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please consider clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel.